What's up? I'm Nelson. On my channel, I use movies and pop culture to talk about sex, love, and relationships. I've been in love a few times. I've had my heart broken a few times. In fact, the last person that I really loved, when we broke up, I actually felt like I was going to die. It felt almost as bad as when I found out my mom had cancer, or getting a call and knowing that my friend was killed, or when my dad died. Being in nothingness, Sartre gives this example of walking into a cafe, expecting to meet a friend. But once you enter the cafe, you realize your friend isn't there, and there's this tangible feeling of negation, of nothingness, of lack. Or in Buddhism, there's this suffering that we're all said to experience, and that's the suffering of separation from love. A lot of times when I think about suffering, I think about David Goggins running on broken feet, or Wim Hof climbing a mountain in shorts, or Jasmine Paris running a 268-mile race while still pumping breast milk. Or maybe even Jesus being nailed to the cross, or Buddha leaving his family and living in poverty. But for me, the most common and long-lasting form of suffering has always been heartbreak, losing a loved one from death or divorce. Pig is about loss, suffering, and the desperation of lost love. And be sure to stick around until the end. I'll be sharing 2 books that really helped me on my own personal journey through losing love. Pig stars Nick Cage as Robin. It starts as a movie about a man living alone with his pig. At first we think the pig is helping him find valuable mushrooms, but later we learn that the pig is actually his friend and that he loves her. We see Robin self-isolating and at times reminiscing. He sits and listens to a tape recording of a woman's voice. It seems to make him feel nostalgic, but also sad. He makes food and sells the foraged mushrooms to a local food dealer. And he seems overall content. Until one night, people break into his home and violently take the pig from him. He spends the rest of the movie trying to get the pig back while coming to terms with the death of his wife and the pain of again being alone. At one point in the film, Robin is desperate for information, so he signs up to be beaten for a few minutes. To me, this was something I definitely did. I would punish myself in a variety of ways, because I felt guilty for not being able to keep my loved ones around. I felt responsible and welcomed any form of pain to serve as a sacrifice, hoping that almost alchemically I could use my own torture to exchange for the person to be returned to me. Robin spends the movie wandering the streets he used to live, talking to the friends he used to know, but finally realizing that what is gone forever. It ends with a sort of acceptance and Robin's return to isolation. But it almost feels hopeful now because he lived through the things he had been avoiding the whole time and been hiding away. There's a really good scene at the end that I won't spoil, but highly recommend you watch. So as promised, here are 2 books that I really like on the subject of making suffering a little bit more tolerable. First off, the Yoga Sutras. This book is recommended to me by a yoga teacher friend of mine. It's full of ideas about awareness and intention, and guiding yourself through practice, yoga, breathing, to really get you through those tough times of suffering. And of course, David Goggins. This book's a total game changer if you're into contemporary sort of personal development stuff. Also, the audiobook really is fun when you're going on a long run or doing any sort of long solo excursion. It makes the time fly by. And with that, thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you next time.